This FWT Live broadcast of the 2013 Formula Kart Productions Florida Winter Tour is presented exclusively by Ocala Grand Prix. Check them out online at ocalagrandprix.com. We see the 217. Jack Weprin's having some sort of problem here as his car will not go, and we are racing. The 217 of Weprin. Car will not go. And so Weprin right at the end there pulling out of the lanes as his car stalls coming into the starting lanes. Again, it could be a situation where he got a little water into the car. He's still circulating, but at a very slow speed. Up front, I can't tell from the helmet colors, but I believe that is Kyle Kirkwood leading this race. Ashley Ruggiero appears to be second, then Ignacio Salvucci, it looks like, up into third, and that would be quite interesting as Salvucci started in seventh, but I'm fairly certain that's Ignacio Salvucci in the 289, and it is. So Salvucci from seventh to third on one lap. Ashley Ruggiero now goes to the point as she goes by her teammate Kyle Kirkwood to take over the front of the field here in junior. Ruggiero leading Kirkwood, Salvucci in the third spot. Now Salvucci is passed by Anthony Patak. Patak, after his win in the Formula Kart weekend, has got a lot of confidence, and he puts that car up into the third spot almost immediately. Salvucci now under pressure, and I believe that would be Trenton Estep and Benjamin Ariyama coming up on the back of Salvucci's bumper. And look at this, Anthony Patak now putting pressure on Kyle Kirkwood for the second spot. So the young man Patak, who's always been near the front, whoa, and there he goes. Patak takes an outside run and goes blowing by Kyle Kirkwood like he was standing still. So again, we've seen this many times in the past, ladies and gentlemen. When a driver finally gets their first win, they get on fire. Anthony Patak getting his first Florida Winter Tour win last weekend during the Formula Kart Tag weekend. And now we see that young man jumping up to the front here in junior with his newfound confidence. A couple of drivers pulling off the racetrack. Can't get the numbers from over here in the broadcast booth. Actually, one driver. I think that's the 209. Patak once again taking that outside line, and he makes up ground. He may have a run on Ruggiero here. Ruggiero defends down the inside. Here goes Patak. He's going to take the spot. He's a little hot, though, and there he goes. Almost threw it away down there and won, but Anthony Patak got a good run through the carousel on the outside. He's running what I call a traditional rain line, whereas Ashley Ruggiero and Kyle Kirkwood both are running the very traditional dry line. And Anthony Patak now with pressure from Ruggiero. She tries to go underneath him as Patak continues to run that outside wet line. And Kirkwood and Ruggiero now battling for the second spot, and we may see Anthony Patak start to pull away here. Once again, Ashley takes the low line. Here comes Kyle Kirkwood. He ran around the outside and immediately blows by Ashley Ruggiero. And we see, of course, Kirkwood, the obligatory touch of the helmet. Come on, let's go get this kid. But Anthony Patak using the traditional rain line to his advantage so far on this very wet Ocala Grand Prix track. We'll take a look at where Jack Weprin was. He had a problem at the start. The car would not accelerate, but he is currently in the 24th spot, so I don't know if that's any improvement or not. Too bad for Weprin as he came into this thing. I'll go take a look. You guys let me know if anything happens here. I'm going to go take a quick look at the points. Coming into today's action in our junior category. And this includes all events, so this does not factor in the drops. But Jack Weprin was third in the points, but Ignacio Salvucci was very close to him. So we could see a change in the order. Of course, it's so hard to calculate that until we bring the drops in, and I wish there was some way to do that online, but we can't do it yet. I need to talk to my laps about that. So we're watching a pretty good battle online, and I believe that is a little further back in the field, I think. Yeah, so that would be 4th, 5th, and 6th, and that would mean it is Benjamin Ariema, Trenton Estep, and Austin Versteeg. So I think that's Austin Versteeg, I believe, across the stripe. No, that's Benjamin Ariema. So Ariema, I want a CRG, which I can't remember when they made that move, but Ariema on a CRG and doing quite well with it now up into the top 4. Austin Versteeg in the 5th spot, then in Dominic Tesoro. That's the other CRG I see there is Tesoro moving up into 6th. Up front, Patak still leading over Kirkwood and Rajero, but they are having a furious chase, I can say, as there is separation between those drivers. Working lap number 8 as they make their way to the line now. They will open up lap number 8 with Patak still leading. The gap across the stripe that time between our leader and second place, 0.746 of a second. So let's keep an eye on that gap and see if Patak can open it up. 0.746 the gap this time by. Just saw a shot in the foreground there of a lot of racing even further back in the field here. Lots of cars running side by side. Here we go. Even more racing now as we get double passes down in turn 4. This is very common in this technical infield section here in Ocala. If you're watching us online, that's through turns 4, 5, and 6. And I believe that's Dominic Tesoro pulling his way up toward wow, 3 abreast out of turn number 3 now and down 2 wide down into 4 as that battle continues to rage. Unfortunately, I can't tell you exactly where that is in the field as the field is so spread out now that I'm trying to determine exactly what we're watching there. 4th, 5th, so that's the battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's what we're watching, and we got drivers spinning. So that was Estep, Tesoro, and Greco having a furious battle there, and one of those drivers now spinning. We'll keep an eye on the timesheets. The leaders across, Ariema alone in the 4th spot. And then here comes Versteeg alone. And then Tesoro, Greco, and Paquette right there together. So Tesoro, Greco, Paquette, and Perry very close together on the racetrack. That's the group that we're watching circulate the racetrack right there. That may be Ben Ariema under pressure right now. I see our leaders coming through. And then Ariema alone in the 4th spot. And then Austin Versteeg alone in 5th. And then here comes that crazy battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's Christophe Paquet, Jordan Perry, and Austin McCusker. We're watching that battle online as it makes its way into the carousel. And we're going to have about a 5 or 6 kart race for that battle right now. They're making their way to the stripe right now. Greco leads over Perry, Tesoro, and Paquette. That's 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And that's the battle we're watching online right now. Up front, everything seems to be fairly static in the first 5 positions. Anthony Patak continuing to pull away at the front. The gap now up to 1.26 seconds. So Patak slowly edging away at the front. I believe that's Jordan Perry we're watching right there. Now it looks like he's gotten by David Greco possibly. Let's see. So hard to tell as those cars are all running together 3 and 4 wide all the way through the infield there. Here we go again up into the carousel. A little bit of separation starting to develop now. The 208 of Perry now leading with the changes in the back behind Perry. Paquet moves by Tesoro, McCusker, and Forteza right there as well. So good action between 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th right there. There's that battle going into turn. Look at that, man. A gaggle of carts charging through turn 3, side by side down into 4 again. A little bit of contact there. Perry takes one in the bumper, and now we see passing down into 5. The gap down now a little bit for our leader. Kyle Kirkwood is, forgive me, in the second spot, taking a little bit of time out of Anthony Patak. But Patak throwing down his quickest lap. So Kirkwood doing that the previous lap as Patak goes his quickest lap of the race, a 47.552 in these very tricky conditions. Our leader now back to the stripe. Patak across the stripe. The gap this time, 0.932. So Kyle Kirkwood taking another 0.2 of a second out of our leader. We're going to keep our eye on that battle at the front as we watch the battle further back in the field continuing to rage. Again, our live cameraman Justin Lee always looking for wherever the closest battle on the racetrack is. I'm sure he's keeping an eye on the front, and once the things heat back up in front, he'll move his way back up to our leaders. But right now, enough separation that there's better battles further back in the field. I believe that's Gianfranco Mazzaferro we're looking at right there, and it is. So Mazzaferro making his way up through the field, having a good battle with Juan Manuel Correa and either Brian Lockwood or Austin McCusker. That's the battle we're watching online. Gianfranco Mazzaferro in that slightly blue-colored car sandwiched by the two green carts. Our cameraman searching around for another race to follow. Right now we're looking at the gap, 0.886. So once again, Kyle Kirkwood taking about 0.2 out of the lead. So if this continues as our leaders are working lap number 15 of a scheduled 24, we're going to have a race for the lead in the next few laps. Ashley Rogero closing up on the back bumper of Kyle Kirkwood. Man, look at this battle online. That is, again, Mazzaferro, McCusker, and Correa racing really hard through the infield. Mazzaferro goes down the inside and picks up the spot, but here comes McCusker right back to him. Good, strong race there. Those guys will be talking about that one as they have really been mixing it up hard back a little further in the field, 10th, 11th, and 12th. This time by, Anthony Patak opens the gap back up as he turns down some pretty quick laps, 1.021 the gap now, and then about 0.2 of a second. So Ashley Rogero is closing very rapidly on Kyle Kirkwood. I'm going to keep my eye on that battle for second. Our flagman has not yet figured out he needs to move up to that race. He's still watching that battle back for 11th and 12th, but I'm watching the battle as Ashley has gotten by, now goes by Kirkwood and into the second spot. So Ashley Rogero into second now. 1.154 seconds is the gap. They are working lap 17 of a scheduled 24. So Ashley's got her work cut out for her if she's going to reel in the leader, Patak. Last time by, the gap 1.154 seconds. This time by 1.289 as both Patak and Rogero turn their fastest laps of the race. And look at this, Anthony Patak screws it down, so to speak, and goes 47.279. Of course, I guess on a Rotax you're not screwing down the needles, are you? But that's enough, sorry. Yeah, packing off the power valve. There you go. 47.279 for Anthony Patak as he races through the Ocala racetrack trying to hold on to the top spot, working lap 18 of a scheduled 24. I just saw Jack Weprin go through the shot. He's now made it up into the 13th spot. So from 34th to 13th, the young man is doing everything he can to try to hang on to his top spots here in the championship. And this battle between Mazzaferro and I'm assuming that's Juan Correa, although that doesn't look like Correa's helmet. I know he's made a chassis change here this weekend. 1.08 seconds between the leader and second spot, and that is the 268 of Juan Correa that is battling with Mazzaferro, and now Juan has got a back bumper full of Jack Weprin. So Juan Correa has been battling with Gianfranco Mazzaferro, but now they're going to have to contend with Jack Weppern, who is on a tear. He goes outside, inside, and there's 3 wide down into turn 4 here with this group in the middle of the field. Double pass now as Correa goes by Mazzaferro, and here goes Weppern down the inside and stalls the car down in the water. Mazzaferro, this is really tough. Woo, that's scary through turn 6. As Mazzaferro and Correa go sideways through 6, or I should say side by side. 1.053 was the gap at the lead. Working lap 20 of 24. Ashley Rajero, a 1.24 second gap back to the third place car of Kyle Kirkwood. Once again, our live camera watching all this action in the middle of the race field. Carousel. It's called the carousel. That's right. And that's where our leader goes. Patak with pressure. The gap last time by is .755. And that's the battle for the lead. Down to .579 with working lap 22 of a scheduled 24. We should see 2 to go next time by. And Ashley Rajero working very hard trying to reel in Anthony Patak. Patak takes a long look back on his exit out of turn 3. That might not have been a smart move as he now knows he has got pressure from the young lady as Ashley Rajero makes a patented charge up to the front, trying to get there. The gap last time by, as I said, .579. Ashley was just a little more, almost 2/10 quicker than Patak in the previous lap. Let's see what she does as they get 2 to go this time by. 2 to go in the gap. He actually opened it up. So Patak running just a few hundredths quicker opens the gap up to .613 of a second with 2 laps to go. Oh, I know this young man will be so excited. He got his first FWT podium, first place podium spot last weekend. Now he's working so hard to hang on to the win after running out front for the entire race. But here comes Ashley Rajero right up on the back bumper now, less than a cart length separation. And we've got drivers not adhering to the removal flag. That's not a good thing. White flag out of Rajero down the inside and takes the spot. Here comes Patak right back by her and goes back by. What a move by Anthony Patak. He kept his foot in it through turn 1 and takes the spot right back. Rajero now under the back bumper as they make their way into turn 5. Was that a little contact? I'm not sure. Into turn 6 now, the quick and technical left-hander that leads down to the all-important turn 7. Rajero, no, a little slide coming out. Patak with a good drive off of turn 7. He heads up toward the carousel for the final time. Rajero's right there. Into the carousel. Across the stripes, ladies and gentlemen, a drag race to the finish line, and Patak is going to take the win. Anthony Patak takes the win here again at the Florida Winter Tour. I'm very excited. Team KMS Motorsports standing next to the production trailer here, jumping up and down on that one as Anthony Patak drives a smart race to bring home the win. Ashley Rajero made it very exciting there at the end. The gap at the finish, .176 of a second. Kyle Kirkwood coming home third, Jordan Perry fourth, and Austin Versteeg with a solid run rounding out the top 5. David Greco driving his dad crazy in 6th. Benjamin Ariema 7th. Dominic Tesoro 8th. Luis Jose Forteza the 3rd in 9th. And Austin McCusker rounding out the top 10. That was a good one. Exciting finish there Sponsored by Ocala Grand Prix, Rotax Jr., the final of 2013 in the books. All right, coming up next, sponsored by our hosts here at Ocala Grand Prix, our Rotax Junior class, and boy, super competitive once again, as always, here at the Tour. Super excited to say this young man has had a solid result again at the Florida Winter Tour. Kyle Kirkwood is third here in Ocala today. He is. This guy's taking home some palm trophies, man. This young lady's always a threat. This time she comes home second, but I'm still a super solid result. Put it up for Ashley Ann Rajero, is second today. Gotta love those boots. You can buy those at lowrider.co. Hey, I'm excited for this guy. He's been racing with us for several years. He's always been around the front, but this time, once again, he puts it up on top of the box, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Patak is your winner. Congratulations, young man.
Thank you.
Set your helmet there. You're too tall to get up there now. I was kidding Anthony last weekend about he's much too tall now because he's been racing with us for several years when his stature was not quite so big. So good to talk to you again. Tell me of your race day.
It was, I don't know, it was, we qualified fourth, then we finished pre-final sixth, and at the start I gained positions and made my way into first.
Did you make big changes to the car between the pre-final and the final?
Yeah, because it started to rain, so we changed the settings to wet settings.
For the pre-final?
For the final.
For the final. Forgive me, I'm getting lost in the day. So the car came in really quick and was good and solid the whole way through the race, it looked like, eh?
Yeah, at the end we got caught up from the back by Ashley and Kyle, but we fought for to stay in the first place.
And it worked out very well. Who do you want to thank for your time on the top of the podium here?
Well, most of all, I would like to thank my dad, Anderson Racing, KMS, and Supertune.
Congratulations, young man. Another win at the Florida Winter Tour. I'm sure we'll see this young man again. Anthony Patak is your winner in junior. Ashley Rajero coming home second. And Kyle Kirkwood with third in junior. All right, coming up next, sponsored by our good friends at Ocala Grand Prix. What a fabulous facility. Thanks again to folks at Ocala Grand Prix for being such a gracious host to us here at the Florida Winter Tour. A solid result for this young man. Not necessarily the one he wanted, I'm sure, but still a super strong result in a super strong field. Coming home third in the championship, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Kirkwood is third in the FWT. Congratulations, young man. Kyle, solid results. I mean, arguably one of the more competitive fields in the world. You got to feel pretty good about it here at the Tour.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I mean, we really didn't have the luck in the past 2 weekends. This weekend, we definitely had a great comeback from starting from 9th yesterday in the pre-final, or in the points before the pre-final. We were in 9th, and we got to 3rd today, so that's pretty awesome.
That's a strong weekend to finish things off with. Who's helping to make that happen?
I'd like to thank my mechanic, Mike, George, Sherm, Mario, my grandparents, my parents, BJ, Boswell, and all of OGP.
Congratulations, young man. Third in the championship. Kyle Kirkwood with a solid result here at Ocala comes home third. Again, we will be making the ticket drawing at the conclusion of our championship podiums. Do we have any idea what the money is? $449 going to that lucky ticket holder. All right, if I could have everyone please move away from the camera. Thank you very much. Got literally thousands of people watching at home. Coming home second, a solid run again for this young lady. I'm sure it's not the last time we'll see her on a championship podium. Put it together for Ashley Ann Rajero in second. Ashley, I love those boots. Congratulations. Tell us a little bit about your tour, and then, of course, who's helping you here this win to end the championship.
This Florida Winter Tour has been so much fun, and the racing's been awesome. Palm Beach was awesome. We finished second in the rain on Saturday and had a rough day on Sunday. Homestead was the same way. We finished third, and the next day we got wrecked. But yesterday we had a solid finish, and today we had a good race. So the Winter Tour's been really fun this year.
Up and down, but, hey, it's challenging, really competitive field, as you said. Tell us who's helping you here to get to the top.
A big thanks to everybody at Ocala Grand Prix, Nate Grindell, George Ariano, most importantly my dad for working on my stuff, my mom, and basically everyone that's out there supporting.
Congratulations, young lady. Second in the championship, Ashley Rogero here at FWT. A solid result for a solid driver. I've watched this young man for the last few years. He's always the threat. He races hard, he races clean, and he put it all together to bring home the championship here at FWT. He is Thomas Issa, is your champion at FWT. Thomas, congratulations, the very proud Jamaican, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've never been to Palisados International Raceway, I'm telling you, you got to get there. But to now, right now, tell us about your tour, buddy. Congratulations.
Well, it's been a great tour. After round one, we weren't sure if we could do it, but after Homestead, we're definitely new.
A double win at Homestead, if you don't know what he's talking about. Coming in with a solid point structure coming into the weekend. Did you have to fight hard for it?
We knew we just had to get solid finishes, and that would secure.
Got her done. So who's helping you make it happen, buddy?
I like that my dad, J3 Competitions, Super Tune USA. I'm a mechanic, Sam.
Congratulations, buddy. You are the champion. Thomas Issa, a deserving champion here in junior, and he will be going to the World Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Going to the World.